bibia okay yet nkwa mu de na ye wa rehye say bibia be kama
bibia be kama wa rehye mu nya say bibia kama
bibia
bibia nya kama
ba ye wa rehye mu say bibia be kama
bibia be fine.
I speak that in respect to me and my life, not like in general context as of mine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, then, I cause our life, mine, you come.
Oh, I think it's a. I think it's a 1 year court, but I said, you may be said NCC ni we are now yembi muni ehwe on ade but we are
munyanye adwumanye
but yeah hwe nyame anim say the be 2026 no nyame bebe puno na eja ade chan kwa say yetifie because yes in as much as say yeah kasama your party kasama by no at least in fact saying me pomba free anu man ka me call adwuma but and a normal circumstance over radio so I mean you campaign you talk for the party and the government you know then you go back home now the other bonya empire say afifo for be remu no nyame mbiepu no na at least ebetimi nya kakra so ya den e dia ye na nkoye say challenge anything for the boys na so for na me cannot say no cry there o can because obi say one ton we are yes because obi hu because last book obi hu me say eh Sammy is here say why Jerry na why fresh na is here chale ya sort na me say that be enya mind but we are praying and hoping say things will be better na at least yeah so yetimi atena yan sa hwe bushan for because most of my colleagues ni na bronya na be and every now and then omuhumu TV so omuhumu radio so omu twa ase o mesen o chale onu na o se den na ko ti o ka so chale hwe nkwa ase onyi wini but sometimes I always say man there's one thing about me nyame dia cha me I always like it in a sense that I don't wear my worries. Say we be tete me say them you will never see it in my face say be am na my bossa na say we sa and sometimes we go over mistake so oh say jale why you okay but it's by the grace of God say yeah one kwan die o one kwan na wad yeah so we are praying say next month next year no na nyame mbie pro na bibia nkoyi
obi na ka na say won se wa hwe nyankopon anim for 1 year na next month na beba.
Oh yeah, you see God works in mysterious ways and for all you know making will be here or is na say guy we me feel say assault na make cannot say God can just turn a twinkle of an eye a second to something that you wouldn't believe say bit me say anything that sometimes we won't say oh we can say anasa no na me na say but that is how God works. You wouldn't know when and how he is going to do it because sometimes no and sometimes your mind might be say maybe as me say an obentin that was say or may prosper but maybe God is also working in a different directive you may not know where you may land. Akwai say my main fe yi dem fanya mfaton Bridget Bonny. On say Bridget Bonny ne appointment by people were agitating saying a Bridget Bonny an appointment and buying a whole lot. But a long run the appointment now by now no shit. And everybody applauded, everybody was happy. You know, because your friend is I think she's heading the public relations Ireland Commission. You see, so God works in mysterious ways. One thing you always have to do near say patience. Patience is better. Oh yeah.
No.
You see, may I always have it say in as much as say there has been a bit of delay and sometimes they say delay is not denial. So sometimes you don't have to go all out on Facebook and on social media. So and my age man I've not been sorted out. No, you don't go to that tangent. You have to find a way to know whom to talk to.
At what point in time would you say they are meme? Oh, say they at what painting?
Oh, you see, so for instance, everyone say, let's say next year ends, right, and nothing happens, but I don't think with my faith, I don't think it will get to that point. Because last na many penny bako kasana. I said, you're doing very well, but how come? I'm so well. Nyame what how I was sharing in your man. Yes, so sometimes maybe.
And I saw cousin Nyame what how I was sharing no man there. And yeah, so because I train Nyame on TV 4 years.
No, yeah, for.
And that's who could GDM was Nyame be.
In as much as say me wagidi say Nyame be no, that doesn't mean say I was maintenance na me for them. So they be I will share them say you have to talk to someone. It's just like bonfire so pursue juma. Once on me to CV and fan call companies how will somebody call you for an interview? So we are hoping. We are hoping say be very fine.
Hope no dear sani awo kan also be a tuminye bi na baby akone nim ba quickly abuja mamemfa we into nim national service at the statement be about mountain so quickly mamintwi national service for ne die no emfa emma was answer national service for statement no very crucial, and this is what he says. Or say circular development of 2026 deployment of 2025-2026 national service personnel notice on rejection and notification procedure. Also, the management of National Service Authority extend its complementary to all user agency following the deployment of prospective national service personnel to various user agencies across the country for the 2025-2026 service year. The authority has observed with concern an increasing number of cases where deployed personnel are rejected by some user agencies. The situation has resulted in a significant rise in reposting requests, which advertently affect the smooth administration of the service year, particularly at the deadline for the ongoing regional verification exercise approach. In view of the above, management wishes to formally notify all user agencies that where personnel are being deployed to an organization and the organization is for any reason unable to accommodate the personnel, the agency is required to officially communicate same to the personnel without delay. The personnel will then inform the authority to enable a necessary step to redeploy him or her before the stipulated deadline for the regional validation exercise. The authority counts on the continuous cooperation of all user agencies to ensure an efficient, orderly, and transparent deployment and validation process for the 2025-2026 service year. Please accept our assurance of the highest consideration, signed by Ruth Della Sedo, Director General, National Service Authority. Enti eno so eno no enti yesi nkrofo bebe na ukwa ni areject yom ukwa yesi ha ya ma National Service for so do ebu so want to me fund pa be 500 na ugu baby fa ko mbere ajuma institution angaza almost staff ni ai.
You see it is one of the things I don't know, because say a private sector and America say a private sector, because most of the private sector before obetimi or service or on program you have to write to them say open say or service or honor. Now almost or my even there are some private sectors who go back with your aptitude test for them to see if you qualify to work in their company and say in their firm. Because ebano yeah they say eba no most of my colleagues now, because I am in national service. Most of my colleagues now omo apply now. This is their first time of kwako enroll in national service. We are a medical laboratory science. Then he's been posted to friends and cardio. cardio department or how can you quality. What I say? So it was so common. So we should have a system whereby some man for be apply one particular na more chichene say or honma man. They should have alternative whereby mo betimia a director or they call different companies. But a betche. No, you see, I don't know how their system works. Because for instance, assuming say a friend is saying there's majority of people who want to go and then do their service at Bank of Ghana. Maybe a Bank of Ghana have fund for basic 10 pay. Maybe I'm for 200 now apply. So it means say 10 that's 190. And now on be reject one. You see, and then most of the times, you know, this has always been in the norm. It has always been in the system whereby.
But why don't we have issues to say, at the time of the service deployment, you know, the national service will not write to this institution asking them the number of people they can accommodate.
I don't see I don't know alternative by which me to minimize this reposting and so on. So what is assurance there? The impano repost in the second one and second.
Me there for example. Me kwa national service or me to Ministry of Information. Me kwa no omoji letter. Subsequent me kwa me acceptance letter mo ka chem say ayefu yeah. Nti omuntu me accommodate me. Subsequently reposting here the back and forth by amount we anya besina.
Yeah, because see and then America say there are circumstances whereby obi chooses a person who in the service for this particular agency. Obi economics ayema. So ayema no so osako for another reposting. Another repost obi post no so also ayema. You see, and it has always been a norm whereby gone are the days obi who so be so Charlie may special posting all the scammers means in there posting ako. An institution whereby on call ye enquiring her say a honum no nkofo no be fa and I am foul. Near posting ako obi so use KD. Now the end of the okoye no yes so honum I am then you come back to square one. Na feel sound be pray. I think say we should have a way. We should have a way. And internet one of the directive from the acting director general no or kind I was a bit happy in a sense that Oka said say you post to ko baby there is a vacancy there. Try and then go and serve. Because instances be on man obi on me ya posting ako a different institution it be with outside the jurisdiction of Accra or something go. Or reposting within Accra. One and also be one thing in so a service for instance authority no because e bana sana na say all the pressure na there and the two almost so let's find a way. I think as time goes on yes they have been able to identify because this particular time no because of said they are trying to clean up some of things that is embedded in their system now you bit me smooth national service authority no this time around I check when him say service and Ghana normal service and by September September or master service but we are in December so the question is it going to be the norm say we no on maybe in September I'm not maybe in December
now sir there was even a promise from the beginning say on become military training because I said and we told you
okay so I don't know I've not inquired about the status of it as to whether or not say because I think say there was one communicate be which has to do with the fact say enye omo apply say person mo ye military training no enye omo nyina na omo betimi afom in the sense say there are some omo check here no they have medical issues and stuff because we want our person come medical friends and military training no but maybe due to some health conditions being you know they cannot but I have not dived into as to whether or not the number of people that they have recruited to, because as it stands now, I don't know say ebi mo started omo service, I don't know.
Ebi started that.
Ebi started.
Yes,
Oh, okay. So then that means say say ebi mo started, ebi mo started, then they all end at the same time, right?
Maybe I don't know what they.
And say ebi mo started man say September. That should be to December when start here. Our areas are now.
Early next year, Yebenya, the Director General and the DG and AFA come to be able to ascertain, that particular movement. But there have been two statements.
Yeah.
One from the Mamprugu
Overlord.
Nidino dear. Sebi, my force was and come to me. The pronunciation well when I am Crawford to but me aboa tindu ma nayiri na bohurugu mahani Abdullahi Sayiriga.
I think it's a Nairi Nana, I'm afraid. The simplest one.
Nairi Sayiriga ndiye betumi Abdul Sayiriga. Wa tro letter tintin di aba mountain akase I mean, reading the I say Boku chieftaincy dispute. Nairi formally rejects the purported, and for me, I am very conscious of the word we use. Purported mediation report and any attempt by government to enforce the enforcement of the so-called recommendation. Government into the letter about or patches say. The Otunfo ye no wa accept or nyezo wo yibie free but was say government accepted in total the endorsement of the mediation report and its recommendations.
You see, Rapin, this particular topic is one of a very sensitive one to that effect, so far as peace is concerned. You see, sir, me came on my letter, and I asked myself, say, if Sawoka said purported, when we talk of something being purported, it's more or less the I say, I don't know any more here. But this mediation has been going on. Are you saying, say, you have not been consulted? Are you saying, say, and kitten we did not course in no? Yamfreo nkomodi no na wonka ho bi ana wo ka say it was just a group of people being a kwachena baby ana omo kan sem na omo beto abonten. You see, one thing I always say share every region bia no and every town or community e pray impuntu for the community. So ask yourself, say, and I may share your friends saying this MP, Nalugu MP, Alhaji Nuruddin Mohammed Mumuni, and then offer the letter of the Mamprusi, whatever, and all the two or throw, and write up also, say, I endorse, that's the word he used, I endorse the stance of the overlord of the Mamprugu, a certain member of parliament. Then I asked myself one simple question, said, if you are endorsing that, all that we are all seeking for is one thing.
Was it Otron or him?
Yeah. And
me verify before they are very necessary.
You see, so one thing we are all seeking for is peace.
We have in the Facebook
post. One thing we are all seeking for is peace. And even share a friend is in government communication. Letter na the Bible until His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I instructed the finance minister say, or establishing 1 billion Ghana cedis for the development of Boko in terms of healthcare, in terms of education, in terms of roads. But if we are getting a group of people who feel say, no, we are not going by that, then we ask ourselves, say, ye koya nansi ye buy. Share one thing for sure, ne say, sika government ede koho for the military every now and then. Enye sika ketwa. Enye sika ketwa.
So, Wababetro and was say as a member of parliament for the Nairi, as a member of parliament into bracket no also Nairi MP, representing the good people of Narirugu Gambaga constituency, I endorse the overlord of the Mamprugu kingdom rejection Boku mediation report. Long live Mamprugu. This guy, I don't know which.
You see, so you see, say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Catcher finance minister say, see, we need to establish 1 billion Ghana cedis to make sure say all infrastructure Boku be to make sure say the youth of Boku, to make sure that the livelihood of Boku will be well lived. No, let's do it. And you go on Facebook post, time now even a friend say, "Otun for ekwako eden a report kwakoma a friend saying, "O man penny our Jubilee House." One thing was a friend said to Mamfo also let peace prevail. Peace must be the everything, because most of your friends say men crop for more honum. Obu oni mami e Mamprugu, obu oni ne papa e kusase. So why can't we for once come to one accord, say enough is enough? I was even saying one thing, say, okay, fine. If say mediation report now, yeah, they come out man opinion. Obonyo so, what do you do? Is there a way yen mpenyifo ntimi ntena say en kansem na quickly adetin ye na a letter is circulating? A letter is circulating say you no obonyo so. So obonyo so no na mpuntu enkoso oboko no. What do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? Because see, Ebanesana, that is where MP foreigners should be the diafam. Because Sika was also the constituency kwa ye nyuma no. Onim say masa adi kwa me kwa ye mpo kwa me nkrofo mbese no.
You know what way? And in fact, Alhaji Nuruddin Muhammad Mumuni, with the greatest of respect to the member of parliament, this statement or the better
useless.
It is one thing. It lacks common sense. It lacks patriotism. I think say you, and I don't want to use certain words. I've read a commentary under it, and I see people hailing him because Omufri. That
yes, no, you are fooling.
But those who are hailing him should understand that. Say,
exactly.
Entina Edru baby na nkrofo say omo aye be to omo so about member of parliament. Let us weigh their mental capacity. There's an issue. Now, ignorantly, you have somebody like this sitting in parliament and
you are a sitting member of parliament. And so na all transit say be few enu ma ba no. It will energize the grassroots no more constituency one. So sometimes me I am baby because and you always be an and be also respond and also can be. Share even your friends in government communication. I release here. On some mama yarga. Majority leader. On so I share. On share. No, you see, because you are holding a very sensitive position and where you are coming from no you're very sensitive, so sometimes no, it is better say on can worry.
There is a reason Kronchi and Krofoka say these things are politically motivated. What is going on has political undertone. And these riffraffs who are making such statements, are the people fueling the things underground.
Exactly, because anything now man penny then or choose neutral ground. So otu for ni any work boko. Into a choose neutral ground. For him to be able to make sure say yen near who how even so what share o for year or say he is not passing a judgment, an arbitration, but he is going by what the law says.
Baby no credit no.
Baby no credit and no. But also all passing judgment. What the law says is what he is bringing out. Not a sitting member of parliament. Also when I was also. Simply because we feel say, oh, me a man plugu, so therefore am I offending? Let me go on my Facebook page and then fuel it. For instance, what's my mama guys dying? Okay, fine. Until assuming say, wo this MP, Alhaji Mumuni, Ochina o constituency. Na for fear and to asta, na the other party. Ato show so no mo show ka no mukunwa sebi. Would you say the
MP is not thinking simplicity. 1 minute. Oh man.
Because sebi when nyansa nim. Nyansa ba wo say nim. Me pokra me fi boko no. I will not speak to issues are ebe fuole.
This idea we have by issue be and this a politician be akura kasa was idea.
The day na if anything otumfo kasema. There is this guy on Facebook. Kwesi Manuel. Ono wa Kennedy camp. Eno okwaya dete GH1 or de baumia picture the two ho say when I come when I become a president I will override this. And I'm like, I mean, what kind of cheap politics are we doing in this country? And I'm on for who say Facebook so they all throw will be a screenshot it down. Elo ko delete but the thing is still there. I mean, me be saying one simple question say, important pana. I mean, we cannot just agree on one common ground. Say, let's peace prevail, not development and so. Because Mahama be every region bia MP bia ne your friends and regional minister bia dey born on home what they say Charlie Obeji put through the aba. Because the government is doing well. It is a balance and as a more be previous. You don't want peace, na so on talk when they always be ambakwa. Now who will struggle say or they put to about 1 billion yeah friends and his excellency John Dramani Mahama say almost set as a divorce. In two fees a modern talk when they say 1 billion beba.
But this hard development no cramon hot because since you see and in the letter the Masaka say they are open for an engagement. I don't know, but
this letter that they wrote, nimpa obo hunkutu pa momucho letter na sebi imperial so nim nyansa. Sebi imperial sa menu desu na so. Nimpa obo hunkutu pa no. A omucho sa letter we no. Nimpa no nim nyansa. Because say yakasem. Nessa adeche obo nyuso. What do you do until we need leadership pa? Because okay. Yanko hu mampenya, yanko hu ahemfo no. Let's see how best we can. Okay, asema muke in wahanu no. Me bon you so. How do we go about it? Then you work things behind the scenes. But yada anchi na what your letter. Me mboko ameti mi aka say. Ni ocho letter boko bi odoni on boko ane de aka.
And American say we share letter ni mu a. Now we share the wordings of the letter now. At the point I was doubting the authenticity of the letter.
Exactly.
Whether or not say the Nigeria we know was the one who uttered those words. Because Obikron the trauma one, it was written and read to his understanding answer or tom print. It was a tom print. And Obiani will verify tom print. No. And no. What throw the Ababa show. about me about cross away no cry no. Ne west ne woman cry near that of the west of the
America say neutral letter no. For all you know no, or the need because I stand to be corrected. Me say if say I can kind I don't know. I stand to be corrected.
Oh, near fee. And these things, it is the legal people who draft it and then they seek his authority and then they put it out there.
You see, we've come for afar. Sadly, we were seeing because they will always lack development, and I blame the youth.
Now, so because MP need to this line.
Yeah, because.
Endorsing something that we are finding a lasting peace to her. And now some name can't way say MP.
Obi Chobi be a Facebook post say in Kamia say the southern part no want peace, but the other side doesn't want peace. Because a whole MP. So, wait, psychologically, you are not matured.
I am saying the guy is just playing politics. Maturity is not there.
But
politics.
No, but if you are playing politics, it is two parts that are having this grift.
Also, on a baby and naive MPO.
Now, we are MPO, be an MP and over. MPship now, you better right.
Oh, a first time MP.
Now, first time MP now to try Piazano. Or end this in Bugan MPP.
Or MPP MP, yes.
You see, you are even in opposition. You are even in opposition.
I'm not.
Lobbying by one. Sebio, Kamea Assembly was, but one to me is American.
I'm not even looking at it from that point. I'm looking at it from a point where you had a predecessor. There was an MP before you came.
Exactly.
Ntokwa we share say na wo boy we.
Ebi ane
o MP. And the MP no be true so no. Ne all transits net sign. Common sense have it that when you take over from somebody, you try to get an info how nipa no e kura ne ho. And you see that youthful exuberance be bruce be nyanyo Jimmy Semono and one name so what church was no man was social media. And I want to send this warning to that member of parliament. There's one thing everybody should understand. So we a member of parliament now we MPP are buying him na do shas here who nyanza and confrere we kase kwa mediation TME na who MPP mu and waba be ye MP. In fact, uba ye a parliamentary candidate. Na do ye president. No nimisa wo nyansa wo betumi ya solve problem na nkofre wo. Onimisa wo nyansa nto wan fre no ofre otumfo se otumfo enhwe man.
It's mediation buka
and to be very careful with your utterances. At this crucial time one, you're looking for peace. A member of parliament wet your shot. Tanya bipolar there, then you should be very careful with your utterances on social media.
Because
endorsing what seems to be a kind of a rejection to what the whole country has agreed on should be tailored through some level of intellectual, procedure. Ababa to abontie wie empanyifo hwe kwan mbefa so a wo akogina social media say because una oye MP or hunti we endorse and you endorse say misunderstanding should continue so that the people will continue to die. Is that what you mean? Is that what it means? Because I was talking about Janet na blind sem kan yam because onukra the bipolar chain nti obi am person onukra be di.
Say obeka
so what you say?
Otumfo mpo kra o ka asem we okoe na o ka asem no baba no say
can to avoid ye you obeka.
O man one ten one say on hwe no all trances yi because bibia ye dru no ye drum prempren so bia e was say ye make sure say peace must prevail na the youth of Boko life will be okay. You see, once the be America so and the youth of Boko but sebi unya breche bisia na se o make because obi role model no obi mentor no nti okape wajetu me mentor aka dia
o na hwe comment na se a obo nkrofo
because yeah combat no so abetro
you are the true son of this you are the true
but you see you ask yourself say okay fine
say you kunkum so onwu yi
what to hold and we ni age memete ha I'm not coming from Boko but you see say peace in Niwa it has economic impact so we ni man every country be a war woman say a civil war say whatever war it has economic impact in that particular country if you say Ukraine almost suffer if you say Russia almost suffer because he can't I would back what you what you call of which it will not yield any benefit. And if at the end of the day Muslim nyam ho ntia say if you say 1 billion Ghana cedis na beba Emma na ma who is losing when na woti kuromu honom wo yare a wonya hospital papa bia nkwade mu no wonya su papa bia anom no wonya hospital event school papa bia anko no ono na oye MP no ba na me sure say owadan wa hanom
so pedan so ngongo tra so o ti ha
o ti ase enti ono ne ti akra ha no ono no to ayampia na woti kuromu honom o wi atoko o wi atoko ado pa wi anwumre na o kana wo so so we ne friend mem honorable abba no it is about time se ebeyan so dia se betimi aye possible na eboko na enche mu mienu
obede ache mu
ana mikinya enya possible nso well because the fundamental thing is say wo de kan ye na wo so wo bonyu so no mpenyifo yentana se ne yenkasa that is how it's done. You don't even write a letter to fuel it again because sa letter we say wo de otumfo ani matwitwi fom wo de o mampanyi ani matwitwi fom o pa cha mo say sebi ni omo kan ni nyina no sebi paradise nyanse ni na o pa cha say ejuma number of days ni months na omo atana se aye you know how many wa render ni nyina useless to you. Some mediation when mama president started started
nana do
started on say mahama buy na nche bia na o say otumfo so obe di ani mama ya mediation na do you know the resources that went into it woni me hu research ne ahun akade ekwo mu nka nya hwempo kura no wo a sitting member of parliament nka beka sempa na omo constituency nka so say yempanyimfo na omo wo event say parliament house no chair so let's peace prevail la mama yenso musa if someone na omo bu mu so mu na mo ye intellectuals no say momo hele so let's peace prevail omo grounds no say bi omo so mu nyendun bebe so they will listen to you. Now if you say me hene or pasa. So my instruction so mebu no munye say. Na impanyifo mo ye intellectual say let's peace if you say ye mo friend ye we say. You don't have a say. But omo na ye bu omo say nka omo be kan say bi nyansa kakra no. Nyansa sem kakra na so omo nka na say omo fuela it will ginger the grassroots. But the question is, say asunu mienu ekwa informness of
their phones inside ebre me ya omo teche na omo ye yodion se bu nyina gunkran omo ni ho
omo gun kran onko ho
I mean, enemy who the entire almost some. I don't know Munko no more Munko.
Aqua we say so castle or quay ya bodyguard or bed niche and yaketwa. So slow. But what's your crown or you do? Oh no. I think say meaning because mediation is the only way.
Politicians said you're more just you see, you better advise yourself. Yeah? And I say, and Otunfo said it, if you achieve, no matter how you are elevated, you are not bigger than the state. Let us understand it that way. You are not bigger than the state. And no individual or group of people are mightier than the state. Let us understand it that way. But nipa ye nipa nti nsamba na ye di anu akani ahwese ni asundwe beto ye. But obi can as or say if persuasion fails, force will be applied. We shouldn't get to that point. Ye nyina penny say I can't some. Oh say no dear. Nankrofon so teach na member of parliament aba. Aba be throw useless comments. Beneath member of parliament. Same?
Happy.
Yen fesi. Pandan so nyame adom Supreme Court 7 twentwen so. Yen election be this.
Yen ni assembly aka you know. A party be a rule of law ni ye juma. Na the Supreme Court be ka bia so no. I mean, ye be juma to say the final ruling ni be den beba. Dan fi ya hwe bibia record but no kwada nchen no ye no omo constituency no party executives no ya show they are still campaigning with the friend saying constituency because
I say more campaigning
na say Supreme Court in can say more be an campaigning
na is it who spending resources now the campaigning na ruling ni ban was you
and I say
the high court ni ban na shegu anya ska na was no
because no so yentimi hu say yentimi Supreme Court na adwemu hu verdict or the beba nti say or the banner say Kobane say in the next 5 days electoral commission so organize the election na yakoya na say by and any the proactiveness in there be bound to then no you be twen Supreme Court the final ruling na ya hwe how I be see akono
me da say ebushia yen hwe ni enfasi Derek yen fancy this thing is just making me sad this morning.
Oh yeah, akwa no serious. Akwa no serious back.
Derek yen fancy ebushia mama fancy upon seeing the statement from the MP no my sad papa